Hey guys, Jaykrawls. Everybody has been asking me to do a review of the Bora unit, another review. If you haven't seen it, I've already kind of did a small review using the Bora and the Ballstrike, and it's okay unit if you don't have enough legendary mammoths or the wild boar, but I would rather put the aerial jetpacks in and the mammoths than to use the Bora this Ballstrike. But it's like a little collector's unit, and you absolutely don't need it. But it's a fun little unit to have. It has some neat shots. Let's see this guy in action here. The good news is that the unit can be used from the back row. I've already passed it. There it is. The good news is the unit can be used most of the shots from the back row, although you can see that you limit yourself a few shots by not going up. So basically with this shot it can shoot up to 2 rows deep, only through it can't go through any units though. But if you put it on the back row, you lose that shot altogether at the first shot, and then you can't target the back row for these other 2 shots. So it's really designed for middle row type of unit, unless you're just going to use the EMP shot. So we put that on the middle row, and let's put just some guys up here to do some blocking. Alright, the 3 shots that we're going to look at here are the spray, the napalm rocket, and the EMP rocket. Both the EMP and the napalm do pretty good damage by themselves and have good crit chances. They just have unique patterns to hit the board, so you have to be careful how you line those units up. And the EMP blast can only hit vehicle units, so out of all these there's only one unit that this EMP blast is going to use. So the napalm shot will be more useful on this Ballstrike. So you can see it did crits, and also many of the units suffer from DOT fire damage. But just using a couple of these with this shot here is going to take out a lot of the units right off the bat. Alright, let's use the spray. Kind of like the gunner. Not too bad. Alright, the EMP blast. Let's use it on. Okay, got a crit and a stun, so not too bad. Alright, let's use this and hit all 4 of these units here with the EMP. Got a crit on the back, took out those 2 units, and now I'm left with this guy. And fortunately I get to use my EMP blast. So 121 there, and another stun. And if I can move it, there we go. Another crit and killed. So of course these are only level 57 Raider Scouts, which is not too strong. Let's go over to, got some Silver Wolves, and do I have any? I thought I had some other units on my base. Let's go look for some. All in all, I think the unit is kind of pricey at 80 nanopods for what it does. And the heal time is awful. the advanced hospital is 7 hours. If you don't have an advanced hospital, then it's not very good at all. Okay, well, I don't have any rebels to fight. Thought maybe I could find some, but they're all and decided to run. So let me just fight against some standard. Well, you've seen how they fight against silver wolves. So people want to ask how they do against the boars. So will they be useful in a critter battle? I'd say possibly. Then again, if you have legendary mammoths, then the only time you may use one of these is if your legendary mammoths are dead. See if I can find it again. Just got too many. It's just too many units. There we go. I wish you could choose to move all the units that you don't use to the very back. That would be awesome. And let's just put some of these again. Okay, so the EMP blast isn't going to hit any of those. The spray shot will. Let's start off with the spray here. And a couple of crits. Not too bad a damage, though. Alright, you can see crit on everything. Does have a high crit rate against soldiers and critters, so does very well there. And the damage is spread out over the units. Let's take not too bad. The legendary mammoth would have already killed these units with this many shots. So it's not the legendary mammoth, and it probably will do a little better than the legendary boar just because of its other capabilities. Alright, let's just look at its 3 shots here. The spray shot, which hits ground and air units, is a piercing type of attack with a 5% base crit. And it hits, that's basically the pattern if it's on the front row. But it's a direct shot, so it cannot go through any units at all. This shot is indirect and napalm rocket, so you can move it about the board, place it even behind blocking units. It's going to do 100% at the center and then span out 75% down to 50 each way. Has a 20% crit against soldiers and critters as well, with a 60% chance of fire damage. Does a little bit of armor piercing with 25%. The EMP rocket has a 35% crit against vehicles and a 60% chance of stun. Can hit air and vehicles, whereas the napalm rocket's only ground hitting units. Its health, you can see it over here in the far right. At rank 9, it maxes out at 670 hit points, which mine is 7 right now. But I'll probably get it up to 8, but it'll be a long while before I get up to 9. Here's where the kicker is if you have just a regular repair bay at level 10, it's 9 hours. If you have the advanced, it's 7 hours. Otherwise, the cost isn't too bad. The cost of heal, 300 and oil, and 750 iron. So that's not too terribly bad. Let me switch gears here again. Okay, so overall, the Bora is just another unit that can help you out with the Ballstrike, but like I said, if you have other units, they can do that themselves. One little trick I wanted to show you: if you get tired of just fighting with a normal background during the Ballstrike, you can go to the Wastelands and click Fight for the Ballstrike, and you get this background to fight with. And just to show you, no, you do not take You do not take the ice damage. Let me put a tank up here just to show you. So you can you can fight these guys and not take frost damage with a cool background. So I know it gets tedious just fighting and grinding away at the Ballstrike over and over again. So if you want a change of scenery, there you go. Fight over here for a little while and pretend you're on the snowy battlefield. All right, guys. Good luck. Hope you enjoy this Ballstrike, and let me know below what you think about the Bora and if it's helped you during the Ballstrike or not.